Welcome to Bridge. I'm your host, Sherry Yates. We build bridges to improve your results, reduce losses, reduce compliance issues, and improve your quality and productivity, which all improve your bottom line. We consult, build workflow software, and outsource those complex and messy things that can be hard to manage. But mostly, we want to support you. We want to support leaders and walk alongside you and your team, because everyone wins when the leader and the team gets better. Welcome to the Bridge RM podcast. Today I have Jessica Anderson with me, and she is like a stellar operational default manager, analyst, guru in the mortgage servicing industry. So welcome, Jessica. Thanks for coming today.
Thanks. Great to be here.
She has, we were just calculating, 27 years experience in this industry, and she looks like she has about 12.
Flattering me right off the bat, so thanks.
You're welcome. I love Jessica. So we're going to talk about servicing quality control. And what is it, Jessica?
So basically in the servicing industry, there is a requirement that you need to have a certain volume of your loans reviewed to ensure that you're following all the regulations that are out there. And I'm not going to get into the details because there's literally thousands of regulations across all the different insurers and investors that exist. So think of FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, right? I could keep going on, CFPB, but they all have rules that need to be followed. So for anyone in servicing, they've got to make sure they're following all these rules to make sure that, one, borrowers are protected, the servicers are protected, the investors and insurers are protected, that just everyone's servicing the same way and processing things in the same manner, and that they have good controls in place.
Awesome. So servicing quality control takes a sample of all of the loans that you're servicing and make sure that they're in compliance.
That's right. So every shop's a little different, but basically they can do this in-house or they can outsource. And so if you're QCing something, you're just checking it for regardless of where it fits in the servicing model, whether it's a customer service or it's payments that need to be processed, or it's something in default like loss mitigation or bankruptcy. You're going to be looking through that loan and making sure all the steps were followed, timelines were followed, the guidelines were followed, letters may need to be issued by certain dates, calls have to be made by certain dates. All those little details that exist, that's what the QC is doing. It's making sure that those things happen according to the rules.
So why would you outsource versus insource?
Yeah, that reason's probably different for everyone. I can say smaller shops usually tend to like it because they don't have to keep a full-time person on staff because they may be small enough that they don't have enough work for a full-time person. Extremely large shops like it because usually they want a really good outside perspective because they have so many loans in their portfolio. They want to make sure that they're catching everything because they're so large. And I'd also say usually like master servicers who maybe have multiple servicers servicing their loans, they want that independent perspective so they can compare all of their servicing shops against each other and see how well they're doing in serving their portfolio. So different reasons for everybody, but it's really about just that independent view.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. So what is the Bridge RM process?
Yeah, our process, it's pretty straightforward. So once we start working with a client, we're going to get a data file from them that just gives us the information of how many loans are in their portfolio and then where those loans stand. So are they delinquent? Are they current? Or, what's the status of the loan? And then we go through a very precise sampling technique. We follow a model to ensure we're sampling the right amount of loans for investor insurer requirements and that the right types of each kind, right? You don't want to just look at customer service loans only and not look at anything in default, or you don't want to just look at default and not look at anything in non-default. So we have a model that we follow. We would then calculate the volume of loans in each area. We would give that back to the client and ask for some documentation that we need for each loan type that we're reviewing. So that's data, it's maybe copies of letters, it might be just anything else that we would need.
Servicing notes.
Yes, servicing notes, anything of the such that what was done for that loan. And so there's a timetable there. The client returns that to us. Then we actually go through the process of reviewing it. So we're going to review it. We have got very lengthy, detailed scripts for every single type of loan requirement that's out there. And so we're going to make sure all of these things are reviewed. And then we turn that back to the client. We give them the opportunity, we call that our preliminary report. We give them the opportunity to go through it, make sure sometimes we'll find things that's just because we didn't get a document. So we give them the chance to kind of clear those findings. And then we kind of have a back and forth process. And then once we're done with that second pass, final process, final report, it goes to the client. And then they know exactly, how they're performing in all these different areas. And so are there any operational risks or any areas that they know that they can act on and maybe do something different in their environment?
Awesome. And we like to partner with the client and help. It's like, how can we help you? Can we help you improve the process or make it better? And a lot of our clients prefer to have us on the team, which leads me to the question of why would you choose Bridge RM?
Yes, I think you already almost said it. That's one of the things that really we stand apart. We don't just review the loans and give back the information and that's it. We have a whole entire consulting side to our business. We are the side that's looking at the QC. We spend a lot of time giving back, not just, oh, here's a finding, here's something you did wrong, but we want to help our clients get better. So we really go the extra mile and really recommendations, things of the sort that we can just say, here's how you can make your processes better. Here's some controls you can put in place to ensure that, let's say a letter wasn't sent on time. Here's something you could do to make sure that happens. So we try and really go above and beyond and not just give back results, but really work with our clients and partner with them. Each one of our clients, we kind of feel like those are our loans too. So, when we work with them, I use that term, I'll be working with them. It's like, well, when we do this or we do that, even though it's in their shop, we feel like there's such a partnership. And the clients we've had for, decade because they don't leave because they really enjoy the service that we provide.
I love that. That is so great. A lot of people think ideas are the hard part, but the hard part's actually implementation. When it boils down to it, it's really difficult to change when you're, like you always say, when you're in the middle of operating, it's really hard to make the changes that you need to make while you're busy keeping the day to day. And I think our team does a great job coming alongside and helping with implementation because actually implementation is the hard part.
That's true.
Ideas are easy.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And sometimes also just a different perspective is helpful. Sometimes when you're in the middle of it, it's hard to see, well, how could I do something differently? So sometimes when you have that perspective or know some of the best practices that exist out there, you can share them with others and kind of say, well, here's really the best way we've seen this being done. And then let others go implement that as well. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today, Jessica. That's all we have, and we just appreciate you for joining us today.
Great. Thank you.
Bye. When the leader gets better, everyone gets better. And I'm pretty sure I stole that quote from a friend of mine. Guess what? We have a limited time offer for outsourcing your servicing quality control work, and we are excited to offer this to you. So if you want more information, please call us at 405-938-1300 or reach out to us on our website, bridgerm.com. That's BRIDGERM as in riskmanagement.com. Or you can email Heather at that same website address. We look forward to hearing from you and partnering together. We would love to help you carry the weight of the world alongside you because we're building bridges to better. Have a great